I want to talk about holidays. This holiday season is going to be bananas, but it's also a gift, and I'm going to tell you why it's a gift shortly here. But one of the biggest frustrations I have is when folks pretend that the holidays just appear out of the mist, that they don't come on the same day every year, that you can't plan for them, that you can't expect the same conversations over and over again. And it might be financially. It might be about money, right? That how many times have we got to mid-November and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't afford Christmas presents, or it gets to be December 15th and you're like, I don't have any money left and I got to buy 8 presents for fill in the blank. That shouldn't surprise you. That shouldn't surprise you. That means you're not living an intentional life. It means you may be out of control if you're not planning ahead, right? And even $10 a month over the course of 12 months and you got $120 to buy a couple of gifts for a couple of people, right? But that's number one. But the bigger challenge is that we pretend that the same holiday feelings aren't going to show up every year. That suddenly we're going to go to this same Christmas Eve event that we've gone to for 15 years or 20 years or 30 years, and that same uncle isn't going to pull us aside and make the same incredibly offensive ethnicity jokes. Or that same grandma isn't going to try to pull your cheek off of your face. Or that same granddad isn't going to corner you and start hammering you on politics and who you voted for and can you believe that the fill in the blank. We just pretend that those things aren't going to happen this year. And we may think they're going to happen, but we just always end up completely psychologically and emotionally unprepared for the aftermath, for the fallout, for that dark plane ride home, or that silent sadness trip that you and your new husband and your dogs, or you and your older wife and your kids, you'll just drive back and it's that icky, weird, like, ugh. Here's the thing. You got a gift called COVID this year, and I know it's awful to call it a gift, but I'm trying to find the silver lining, folks, so go with me on it. Here's the thing. We have an opportunity to change traditions. We have an opportunity to speak up and be heard in a way that we haven't before. Millions and millions of us have dealt with financial challenges, have dealt with employment challenges, have dealt with transportation challenges, have dealt with mobility challenges. Some states, if you leave, you got to quarantine for 14 days before you come back. You can't just leave for a weekend and hop back into your same life. And so I want to talk about how to set family boundaries during the holidays. And I want everyone listening, all 33 of you, right, who are mowing your lawn or riding your bike or cleaning your house or driving to work, whatever it is, how you might be listening. I want all of us to agree right now that we're going to set holiday boundaries, okay? So here's a couple of things we can do to set boundaries. Number one, you remember that you are in control of your schedule. Before you commit to travel or hosting plans, you decide what your limit is. 3 days, 2 weeks. If you're married or you're going to be traveling with a boyfriend or girlfriend, sit down and co-create a plan together. This is how many days we are staying. This is when we are going to leave. And then you are going to announce those plans to somebody else, whether it be your mother, your dad, your in-laws, the multiple in-laws you have to go to, your dad's new wife and your mom's ex-husband, whoever you're going to. You decide. You set the schedule. You determine it. And by the way, don't drive or fly thousands of miles to a place that's inhospitable or threatening. Just say no. Just say this year, hey, we're not traveling. And don't lie and say, well, we can't this year, but you could. Just say, I'm not going to come this year. I'm going to send gifts instead. I hope we can all FaceTime. Here's what we're going to do. But you set your boundaries. Be honest about it. Stand up tall about it. And listen, if you do go and you say, I'm going to show up for 3 days, do not go and whine the entire time you're there. That's like bringing poison to the group. That makes you the problem. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. It just brings everybody's moments down. If you're going to go with a smile on your face. Go with joy in your heart, right? If you are so selfish that you cannot honor your grandparents with a night free from beer and cell phones, if you'll just comb your hair with a part for one night, tuck your shirt in, honor and respect him. Nah, dude, that's not me, bro. I got to be true to myself. Shut up, dude. Honor your grandparents or don't go. don't go. You play dress up on Friday, back when we used to be able to go to concerts and you'd get all dolled up for whatever concert you were going to, dudes. You'd be like, I got my leather pants and my cool boots or whatever it is. I don't know what you got dressed up. But you can get dressed up for concerts. You can get dressed up for dates. You can pretend for a night or two with your grandparents. You can pretend for a night or two with your parents. Dress up. All right, so number 2, decide beforehand what you won't tolerate and stick to it. For example, Thanksgiving is just a couple of weeks after the election. I'm hoping we have a president by then. We might not. If you don't want to talk about politics, send an email beforehand that says, we will not discuss politics. This will be a politics-free Thanksgiving, period. We will not talk about it. And if somebody violates your boundaries when you're there, walk out. Or ask for a guest list of who's going to be there. And if someone says, hey, I want to take a bunch of pictures of your kid, say, no, you cannot take pictures of my child and post them on social media if that's not what you want. If you don't mind that, then rock and roll. Or if you have an alcoholic relative who puts you and your family in danger when they're drunk or they make everything weird, you say no. And here's the thing, just walk out. Just walk out. And if you have situations where somebody's not safe and you can't afford a hotel room in case you have to leave, then don't go. Don't go. You get to own you. Okay? Number 3, have a plan when things escalate, what we were just talking about. If somebody always wants to front hug real tight and they start coming in every year, they're front hugging uncle whoever, you can say, stop, please. I don't like that. Or that one uncle, guys, who always grabs you by the neck or behind the ear, you can look at them and firmly say, hey, stop grabbing me, please. Be direct. Have a few phrases ready to go. Please stop hugging and kissing my kids, period. And if she keeps doing it or he keeps doing it, leave, right? If uncle whoever won't stop talking bad about a particular group of people who don't look like you, from different religions than you, different geographic locations than you, you can look them in the eye and say, please stop. Please don't talk about that group in front of my family like that. Thank you. And if they continue, this is my house, I can talk to who I want to. Bye, Felicia. I'm out. I'm going to leave. See you later. And it doesn't have to be dramatic, and it's not a big stomp out. You know why? Because you're a grown-up. Just going to take your kids and say, y'all have a great night and we will see you tomorrow. Or thank you so much and we're going to head back, and then you and your family can have a nutrition night off and just eat ice cream until your brains come out. All right? Whatever it is, set your boundaries and then have a plan for when things escalate. And then here's number 4. Going back to the grandparents thing, understand your role. If you're a guest at someone else's house, recognize that you don't have the same authority as you might in your own house. If you are a boyfriend or a girlfriend or you're visiting your in-laws, keep in mind that you can respect their home. Be a person of dignity, right? If you are going with somebody to their parents' house for Thanksgiving, whether you're married to them or you're just visiting, y'all are just dating, that's not about you. It's about them. So if your father-in-law asks you to do some weird thing, if your mother-in-law asks you to, get on the roof on the roof and re-roof the house, or hey, tonight we're gonna go do a weird family thing where I'd fill in the blank with whatever weird things your family does. Just say, cool, I'm in. Or if it violates your boundaries, just say, I'm gonna step out tonight. I'm gonna head to a hotel. You'll have a great fun time. Don't make a scene. Don't be dramatic about it, but understand your role. And if you can't pretend, if you can't dress up, if you can't honor your parents and your grandparents for one night, for 2 nights, God help you, man. Just don't go. Just don't go and make the holidays the moment when you, show them. Do that in July, okay? And here's a note to parents of adult children. This is for parents out there. If your kids can't travel to see you because of finances or other plans, let them off the hook. Of course you want to see your grandkids. Of course you do. Of course you have missed out on everything because of COVID. Of course you've been nervous and scared and lonely, but beating up and guilt tripping your adult children helps nobody. It puts them in situations that they can't deal with financially. It puts them in stressful emotional situations. Be the grown-ups And you might have to let go of that fantasy and that picture you had of this gathering, this special meal, this photo by a tree, and you're going to have to create a new picture for what holidays are going to look like this year. If your kids can't make it, choose beforehand. You're not going to talk bad about them. You're not going to guilt trip them, but you're going to immediately go into, well, what's a new picture mode? We're going to have we had to do my mom's 70th birthday this year via Zoom. Was it ideal? Nope. Was it hilarious and fun? Yep. It ended up being a blast, right? Whatever the new thing is going to look like this year, go for it. Everybody be adults. Everybody be compassionate with one another. This is the year to come up with new boundaries. This is the year to come up with new traditions. This is the year to double down on respect and dignity and honoring one another instead of like, yeah, dude, I always wear my leather pants and no shirt to holidays. I just got to be me, dude. Stop. Quit. Look around the world, man. That kind of nonsense is killing us all. Be cool. Be cool, right? Good. Okay, that's my discussion on family boundaries at the holidays. Let's all agree we're going to love each other through the holiday season. It's going to be hard. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a mess. We're going to have just got off the heels of the election. It's going to take all of us to be grown-ups, all of us to love each other and to smile, for crying out loud.